Hey guys, hope you are doing well. So in this video we'll discuss about 7 myths of online education. So after this COVID-19 situation, there are certain sectors which are highly impacted after this situation. So one of the sector which is actually impacted, that is educational sector. So because they are highly impacted, so that's why to cope up this situation they started doing online education. But there are certain doubters who don't believe online education, so certain myths were created by them. So we'll discuss about 7 myths of online education in this video. So guys, first and foremost myth about online education is that online education is meant for only young and techno savvy people. As online education is not only meant for young or techno savvy people. Right now everybody has to adapt this situation because the situation is like that, and we have to cope up, we have to move ahead with this situation. So we have to adapt the changes. Only successful people will adapt the changes. So all the teachers has to adapt these new changes, whatever the changes happened in the education system right now. Apart from this, it doesn't depends on the age of the person. If the person is having the attitude to learn, so that person can learn at any point of time. So anybody can adapt these changes or which is actually happening in the technology. So guys, second myth about online education is a temporary arrangement. So online education, because whenever the situation goes back to normal, so people will again start that chalk and talk system. So as for me, no, it's not a temporary arrangement, because we have to adapt the changes, we have to go ahead with the new things if our system is learning. So online education is the best thing which we can do and which we can impart to our children, or we can impart to our students. So we have to adapt the changes and we have to go ahead with the online education even if the situation goes back to normal as well. So guys, next myth about online education is that online education is not equable. So that means it is meant only for those who have high-tech technologies, and those who do not have access to high-tech technologies, they won't be able to avail this education. So if you see in today's scenario or in today's world, everybody is having smartphones, so they can easily access online education in their smartphones. However, there are certain people who don't have a good internet connection, so they are having some issues about internet connections. But flexible, so anybody can avail this education at any point of time. So whenever they are having good access to internet connection, they can access this education at that point of time. So it is meant for everyone, and it is equally treating all the sections of the society, all the parts of the society. So it is for everyone. So guys, next myth about online education is that online education will replace our teachers. So online education, however, online education cannot replace our teachers, because they are working very hard. I mean, they are actually imparting education to the students, but however they have to adapt the changes, they have to adapt whatever the changes are going in the system. Now they are not only sharing their knowledge, they have to develop the content for the students as well, and also they have to develop the skills of the students. So there are certain changes which the teachers have to adapt in themselves to cope up with the current situation and provide the students high quality education at this point of time. Myth about online education is that students prefer face-to-face interactions instead of online education. So there are certain, depends on student to student. There are certain students who actually like face-to-face interactions, or I mean, that is their way of getting knowledge. However, there are certain youngsters who are actually going towards online education and feel comfortable in getting online education because they wanted to update their skills and wanted to adapt the new changes which is going on in the system. So it depends on person to person. However, the maximum number of students or youngsters today nowadays are actually adapting this technology and want online education at this in this scenario. So guys, next myth is online teaching is not effective as face to face learning. So it depends on teacher. If your teacher is a good teacher, that person can impart you education in a very good way. If that person is imparting through face to face mode, or if in case if he is giving you education through online mode, in that way also that person will be able to give you best education, because that person will be aware how they have to develop the content and how what all modes he has to use, what all things he has to use to impart you good education. Those are that person will be aware of the things and will be surely able to provide you good education. Guys, next myth about online education is degrees and diplomas obtained through online educations are not valid. So if in case we'll see the today's scenario or which situation which is actually going on right now. So right now we are imparting the students combination of online as well as offline education, because whenever they have to give their exam, they have to meet the teachers and they have to give their exams offline. So if we consider the current situation, however, there is no harm in getting degrees and diplomas through online education. If you think technically, that will be equally valid for you if you get the diplomas and degrees through online education. So there are certain countries who actually adapt this system, and in this pandemic kind of situation and the situation which is actually going in whole world, so we have to adapt certain new changes, we have to adapt the situation, and we have to make our degrees and diplomas through online education valid as face to face mode education or offline education. So these are the things we have to take care, and we also have to adapt the new technology and online education in the system. It's very important. We have to avoid these myths, and we have to go ahead with the online education system in the world, and we have to support this kind of system so that we'll be able to grow and will be able to come out of this situation immediately or as soon as possible. Thanks guys, thank you for watching my video. So please like and subscribe my channel, and also click on below bell button.